Chairman Senate Committee on Information harps on skills development to reduce unemployment rate. Disability advocates in Nigeria push for inclusivity and protection for persons with disability, plus measures to ensure road safety during the Yuletide. Good afternoon. This is Panorama on the network service of the NTA, bringing you live from the NTA Enugu Network Center. I am Comfort Ayim. Many thanks for joining us. Moving on, the Chairman Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation, Senator Kenneth Emeka Eze, says the broad vision of the federal government for skills development at all levels of education will significantly reduce youth unemployment in Nigeria. At a public hearing on a bill to establish federal polytechnic, vocational, and ICT in Onweke, Isa south of Ebonyi State, Senator Eze noted that the institution, when established, will equip the youth to become innovators fit to tackle the challenges of the 21st century.
To thrive in today's competitive job market, it is our collective responsibility to ensure that our young people have access to quality education that prepares them for realities of the workforce.
It's not merely about creating new institutions. It is about nurturing the minds and talents of our citizens.
Our objective is to fortify the teachers' education pipeline, ensuring that educators at all levels are well prepared to mold future generations with knowledge, ethics, and competence.
Stakeholders at the public hearing also made submissions on bill to establish Alvani Koku Federal University of Education, Owerri, in Imo State, to provide manpower for the education sector. Keying into the federal government's avowed commitment to ensuring food security and economic growth, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Jeffrey Nnaji, has flagged off the first phase of fertilizer distribution to farmers in Enugu State. Matthew Amoke has the details.
Minister, the fertilizer distribution is part of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope food security strategy to support farmers in boosting agricultural productivity. He emphasized the importance of equitable distribution, urging leaders to ensure the fertilizer reaches the intended recipients.
We are laying emphasis in this government more on farming. And from farming, under science and tech, we want to start beneficiation of our raw material. Right. So that before we can do any exports, we have to add value.
Chairman APC Enugu State and Pro-Chancellor Federal University of Agriculture, Umudike, applauded the federal government for the inclusion of Enugu State farmers in this phase of fertilizer distribution and appealed to the benefiting farmers to put the fertilizers into good use.
I want to also appeal to party members that this will be distributed equitably. Let them take it to the way and distribute it equitably. Those who are in farming should get.
If in November, the federal government, through the Minister of Innovation, Science and Tech, is already giving fertilizer, that means that by February, farmers are preparing ground for farming.
Beneficiaries of the fertilizer, while thanking the government for the intervention, promised bomber harvest in the coming year.
I'm cultivating anyara, pepper, and even yam, so it will help me so much next year.
In addition to the current distribution, the farmers have been assured of second phase of the exercise in no distant time. In Enugu, Matthew Amoke, NTA News.
The Katsina State government lauded the Nigerian Air Force NAF for a successful airstrike operation that decisively targeted a known bandit enclave in Ruwan Gadiya district, Faskari local government area. A statement by the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Dr. Nasir Muazu, indicates that the air component of Operation Faruta Mudia, the precision strike, significantly degraded criminal element operational capacity. This demonstrates the NAF's unwavering commitment to protecting civilians and safeguarding lives and property of the region. Katsina State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs highlighted the mission's foundation in credible intelligence and rigorous surveillance, which brought immediate relief to surrounding communities. The state government commended the Nigerian Air Force for their exceptional performance and strategic interventions, while urging residents to remain vigilant and supportive of ongoing security efforts in maintaining regional stability. Disability advocates in Nigeria are intensifying their push for greater inclusivity and protection for persons with disabilities. Ngufan Shagi Gwani reports that the Advocacy for Women with Disabilities initiative is at the forefront, highlighting critical issues and demanding action. The report.
Disability advocates at this gathering are stressing the importance of language, advocating for respectful terminology like persons with disabilities or PWDs to acknowledge individual autonomy. They are also drawing attention to the challenges women with disability face and the need for support services, accessible reporting mechanisms, and accountability for perpetrators.
So when you're reporting a case, and then mind the language of which you use in reporting our cases. You don't say a physical disability, or you said a handicap, or you say person albino. Albino is not the terminology, so it's a person with albinism. If media is helping us to promote our issue, and now by now the issue of discrimination and stigmatization would have reduced.
We know there are challenges, but in the midst of the challenges, we want to portray the message the way we know is going to get the attention of the duty bearers.
With the Advocacy for Women with Disabilities initiative leading the charge, Nigeria's disability rights movement is poised for transformative change, ensuring dignity, equality, and inclusivity for all persons with disabilities. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
Adherence to travel precautions, safe driving practices, and improved safety awareness by authority concerned are measures identified to reduce risk of road accidents during and after the festive season. And key players believe that actualization of minimized or zero crashes this festive season is possible. Kelechi Ochiaha completes the story.
The Yuletide season in Nigeria is a period of joy, celebration, and family reunions. For many Nigerians, it is a time to reconnect with loved ones, traveling to hometowns, and attending numerous social gatherings. However, the season is often associated with an alarming increase in road accidents across the country. Statistics show that road mishaps surge during this period, leading to a tragic loss of lives and properties.
If an accident happens, it's only the living that will be explaining what happens. So I drive my own and other people's own.
If you're on speed, the disadvantage is accident. And in that accident, you can be injured, you can die. And if you die, you will not reach where you're going.
Despite the key role of the Federal Road Safety Corps in adopting zero tolerance for reckless driving, overspeeding, and overloading, ensuring road safety during the holiday season still poses a huge challenge.
Our men are carrying out what they call sustained public enlightenment in the parks. And then what we call church advocacy, talking with them, appealing to the conscience of our people and the motorists.
A program we call Operation Zero. This Operation Zero is an initiative that we use to prepare to ensure that motorists that are traveling from one location to the other get to their destination safely.
In a bid to sustain their efforts towards achieving Yuletide season devoid of road crashes, the Enugu State Sector Command of the FRSC recently flagged off Ember Month campaign aimed at sensitizing road users on the benefits of responsible driving in Enugu. Kelechi Ochiara, NTA News.
That background report brings us to our discussion on measures to ensure road safety during the festive period. And with me in the studio to do justice to this burning issue is the FRSC Sector Commander, Enugu State Sector Command, Commander Franklin Agbakoba. Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to Panorama.
Thank you.
Yes, so let's begin with specific measures the FRSC is implementing to ensure safety during the Yuletide.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, the Federal Safety Corps in Sector Command have put in place a whole lot of measures to ensure that motorists have a safe drive during the Ember months. Of course, that we nosedive to Christmas and end of year and New Year celebrations. Yeah, to start with, we've procured a 70-ton tow truck, a recovery vehicle. Thank God the new commercial, in person of commercial Sheikh Mohammed, graciously procured and allocated a 70-ton heavy-duty tow truck to Enugu Sector Command. Why did he do that? We all know Ugu Onyama being a nightmare to Ndi Enugu, and of course, other motorists that transverse through Enugu to other states like Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia, Cross River State. You will bear with me that over time, vehicles will break down at that location called Ugu Onyama. Days will pass by, those vehicles will remain there. But I tell you, with the allocation of that heavy tow truck to Enugu Sector Command, promptly we move in and remove the obstructing vehicles. Of course, yesterday there was a crash at a location called Akama Ngo. Promptly we were notified. Swiftly, of course, we move in to the location and clear off the accident vehicles. Having said that, the FRSC has also procured radar guns. Yeah, radar gun is not to shoot drivers, no. That is a speed monitoring device. We use it to track.
Is it a new technology?
Yeah, this particular radar gun I'm talking about is the digital type, that will do a printout that will give you real time, when the offender committed the traffic infraction, that speed violation. Because we've come to a conclusion, due to research we've carried out over time, that speed violation is one of the critical offenses that contribute to crashes. So we call it a crash-induced offense. So how do we address that? How do we even prove to the driver that, look, you're actually overspeeding? Okay. So the Corps had to procure radar guns to be able to monitor speed and, of course, apprehend such errant drivers.
And with that proactive measures, what do we expect to see in the coming days?
Yeah, in the coming days, of course, we have what we call Operation Zero Tolerance. That is zero tolerance, no crashes. So from the 15th day of December 2024, we are going to activate Operation Zero. And during this operation I'm talking about, we are going to deploy robustly, along critical corridors, Enugu, Oka, Onitsha. For my jurisdiction, we will lay emphasis around that Ugu Onyama, Ezago, and of course, Oji River, which my command covers.
How do you intend to engage the public in this?
Prior to this time, we've started what we call Ember Month campaign. Of course, Ember Months, September, October, November, and December. of course, we started robust public enlightenment. Churches, the mosque, marketplaces, even during the women's August meetings, we go to where we have such gatherings. Of course, we talk to them on how to use the road better. Just to do what? To drive, to stay alive. So we utilize a whole lot of platforms to ensure that we reach out to more people. Of course, on a daily basis, we go to the motor parks to do what we call early morning cry. Early morning cry is targeted at those, vehicles that leave very early. Not just talking to the drivers, but of course, to let the passengers know that the opinion matters. That's why we use the theme for this year's MMO campaign flag off. Passengers speak up. Why do they speak up? Because crashes kill more of passengers than drivers.
And what are some causes of these crashes, especially during the festive season?
Oh my God, I tell you that, drivers, over time, we want to do what? They want to meet up. They set targets for themselves. Okay, I tell you this. Come January to August, a man looks at his bank balance, he feels, no, I'm going to have Christmas, a robust Christmas with my family. Oh, I don't have enough money. What do? September to December, just 4 months to cover 8 months is not possible. They do what they call turn back. Go to Lagos in the morning, come back in the evening.
Okay, so before we let you go, what would be your message for the masses?
My message for the masses is inculcate the habit of vehicle maintenance. Be sure that prior to you embarking on that Christmas journey, take your vehicle to your mechanic, let him assess your vehicle to be sure that that vehicle is ready to journey with you so as not to have breakdown on the way or even have a mechanical, defect. Because the vehicle you've not utilized over time, just because you want to go home and showcase that, oh, I have a vehicle, you did not really put it in order. You want to embark on that trip with that vehicle. No, we say no. FRS is advising the motoring public, be sure that that vehicle is taken to the mechanic.
Is in good shape.
It's in good shape. Not just in good shape, sorry. There's, one good take home. Okay. Once you fix that vehicle, don't,
due to want of time, we'll let you go.
Please, this is very important. Please.
Time is not on our side.
The vehicle you repair
do
today,
it again.
Run it like 2 days to be sure that there's no fault that will develop again, so that you take it back to the mechanic to correct prior to your embarking on that journey.
Thank you very much. That's the much we can take on this segment. I've been talking with the FRSC Sector Commander, Enugu State Sector Commander Franklin Agbakoba. Good to see you. Thank you. Moving on.
Thank you.
Taking a break on Panorama. We shall be back shortly. Do join us again.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undoubted demand. We bet solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we are more than just a nation.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry lives. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am the real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
The federal government of Nigeria wants vandals of national assets, electricity transmission towers, cables, and other facilities to desist from this act of sabotage. Vandalism is a serious crime punishable under the law. Vandalizing electrical equipment will affect millions of Nigerians, including your loved ones. Remember that national assets belong to all of us, hence the need to protect them. Report all cases of suspicious movement around electrical facilities to security agencies. When you see something, say something. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation in collaboration with the National Counter-Terrorism Center, NCTC, Office of the National Security Advisor.
For Nigeria to excel and stand tall in the Committee of Nations, all citizens must be patriotic and desist from heating up the polity through unverified facts against those in government. The Umu Ekumeni gave the advice in a press briefing in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital. Samuel Okpo reports.
Said that no nation succeeds without the support of the citizens, either through words or patriotic actions. This, the Umu Ekumeni Youth Forum say, is achievable even in Nigeria and Ebonyi State in particular if citizens support government at all levels in its policies and programs.
There is no record anywhere of the present administration's contracting or inking any loan arrangements to enable it to deliver quality governance to the people. Yet, from available records, the state has continued to advance in needs across sectors.
The president of the forum, Prince Uche Alega, and others further called on the opposition parties to be the vehicle to strengthen democracy in the state and country at large.
We wish to inform him that the parameter for measuring poverty is varied and cannot be reduced to simple statistics.
The youth cannot watch the people bring distraction to a leadership that is still nascent.
The group insisted that the government has good intentions for the people in the areas of health, transportation, environmental cleanliness, poverty alleviation, among other areas of need, and advised the opposition parties to conduct research on the activities of the government to avoid feeding the populace with fake news. In Abakaliki, Samuel Okpo, NTA News.
Enugu State Governor Dr. Peter Mbah has applauded the role of the church in molding young people and inculcating good moral values which help in shaping the society. The governor was speaking when he received Papal Nuncio to Nigeria, Michael Francis Kroto, who paid him a courtesy visit. Chika Ugu has the details.
The governor, who gave the Papal Nuncio a brief history of Enugu State, said the state has been playing a great role in the economic, social, and administrative history of Nigeria. He further said the institution of the Catholic Church and its value system is part of what makes the state outstanding.
A lot of our values, a lot of our worldviews, and our horizon is forged by the Catholic Church. And we also look forward to working with them as they continue in the service of the Lord.
Earlier, the Papal Nuncio, who doubles as ambassador of the Vatican, explained that he was in Enugu for the centenary celebration of the Bigad Memorial Seminary. He expressed delight with the impact the institution has made in the formation of young priests.
It has produced cardinals, archbishops, bishops, and thousands of priests who have ministered throughout Nigeria, who have labored long days in serving the people of God.
The Papal Nuncio also conveyed the Pope's appreciation to the governor for his support to the church. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Let's now join Gift George for top stories from the sporting world.
The National Sports Commission has announced Enugu State as the host for the 23rd edition of the National Sports Festival after a top management meeting. The Coal City State emerged top from a competitive bidding process, and the state is set to deliver a world-class event. Before Enugu State takes center stage, the 22nd edition of the National Sports Festival is set to hold in January 2025 in Ogun State.
Enugu State is one of the states that has already been prepared in terms of facilities, and obviously 3 months or 2 months to put together a cultural display, something that showcases Enugu at the closing ceremony in Abeokuta.
In basketball, FIBA Africa has announced venues for the 2025 Basketball Africa League for the conference finals and the playoffs. The Africa Basketball Governing Body picked Kigali, Rwanda, Dakar, Senegal, Rabat, Morocco, and Pretoria, South Africa for the quality of their basketball facilities to host major events. This will be the first time Basketball Africa League will be going to Rabat, Morocco, and it will be the first time the finals will be played in South Africa. In football, Nigeria's representative in the ongoing CAF Women's Champions League, Edo Queens, will this Friday in Morocco take on Massa of Egypt in the third place match of the 2024 CAF Women's Champions League. Edo Queens lost out in the semi-finals against TP Mazembe of DR Congo, while Massa of Egypt lost to Asfa of Morocco. Edo Queens and Massa of Egypt have scores to settle as both teams met at the group stage and played out a goalless draw. Interestingly, both sides beat the former champions Mamelodi Sounders of South Africa at the group stage. The third place match comes up 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Still talking football, ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, following the completion of the qualifiers, the Confederation of African Football CAF has announced former Cote d'Ivoire captain Yaya Toure as the new competition ambassador. The 24 qualified countries were confirmed on Wednesday after the last round of qualifiers. Yaya Toure led Cote d'Ivoire to the AFCON title in 2015. The former Barcelona star also won the CAF African Player of the Year on 4 occasions, which makes him one of the most decorated African players of all time. With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
On Panorama today from Enugu Network Center. Thanks you stayed and do enjoy the rest of our programs. Good afternoon.